Hello everyone, welcome to the Academy. Today I am making my village soup. It is called ofe onugbu bitter leaf soup. So this is the soup I can't say I grew up with this soup because I grew up around the country, but this used to be a staple in my house because my dad, being an Anambra man, always would have a plate of bitter leaf soup, ofe onugbu. We call it Anambra bitter leaf because we use the ogiri Anambra, that's ogiri isi, and then we use the ede. This ede is very important. I talk about it, okay? In the previous class, one of our instructors took the ofe ora and he showed us in detail how to boil our cocoyam, pound the cocoyam, and form this paste of cocoyam mixed with palm oil. So if you have not watched the ofe ora video, also known as ofe ora in Imo State, please watch that video and learn how to make your cocoyam paste. Because in this video, I'm going to be using the cocoyam paste made from the ofe ora class from the previous instructor to make our ofe onugbu. Plus, if you do not have access to cocoyam, please use the ofo powder. The ofo powder is gotten from the ofo seeds. This will also act as a very nice thickener for your bitter leaf soup. But the traditional way of making ofe onugbu is using cocoyam. We call it ede Anambra. It is very starchy, it is small in size, it's not the usual big cocoyams that people boil to eat. This is a specialized kind of cocoyam that is very rich in starch. And you must mix it with enough palm oil because in cooking this soup, we do not use palm oil. In the preparation of the soup, we use just the cocoyam. Now, let's get on with the business of the cooking. And to start with the cooking of the bitter leaf soup, also known as ofe onugbu. When I say ofe onugbu, please pardon me, I'm saying bitter leaf soup. It's the same thing. So, to start the cooking of the ofe onugbu, I'm going to put into this pot our already boiled cow skin, known as pomo, beef, stockfish head, dried fish. Remember to use any type of dried fish of your choosing. You can use stockfish head, you can use panla, you can use any type of dried fish you have, but always include isiokporoko. This is very important. Without this isiokporoko, there is no bitter leaf. Now I'm going to put my beef stock that I got while boiling my meat. I got that beef stock from boiling meat. So I'm going to put in a bit of tap water. The reason why I want to put in this tap water is to enable my stockfish head to boil properly. Now, I'm going to change this pot because it's too big for what I want to prepare. I am cooking just for one serving. One serving. Now you can see I have my stockfish head here, my beef, my cow skin already boiled. Now I want us to note that the beef and the cow skin has been cooked with the shaki, which is also known as the belly of the cow, right? It's cooked, but it's not completely soft, and that is intentional. That is because I intended to cook it completely with the stockfish head alongside crayfish, pepper, seasoning, and all of those things that I know will make my soup really delicious. Always make sure that your meat, your fish, and everything is properly cooked in all the spices. So it is time to start spicing away. So it is time to put in my blended red Scotch bonnet pepper, pepper to taste, red Scotch bonnet pepper, a bit of blended onion, just a tiny little bit. Remember, this is a traditional meal. You don't want to put too much onions in it. But at the same time, you need the onion to sweeten the pot. So just a tablespoon, or rather, a tablespoon of blended onion goes in there with your Scotch bonnet pepper. Now it is time to put in our blended crayfish. Always make sure you use good quality blended crayfish. This is the secret of any traditional soup. Be generous. Be generous. 2.5 heaped tablespoons of blended crayfish. Just a cube of seasoning. Very little seasoning, because the major seasoning, or rather the main seasoning that is coming in, is going to be our ogirisi, which is our local seasoning. Back in the day, we don't even use seasoning cubes. This is all we use. This is original ogirisi from my village. It is very potent. By the time I introduce this, the pungent smell is going to cover everywhere. But trust me, sounds, yeah, pungent, but it is extremely delicious. Remember, everything is boiling because we want there to be a reduction. While the soup is reducing, our stockfish is absorbing all of those delicious ingredients to make it really delicious. So we're going to leave this to boil for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to introduce our already washed bitter leaves. Now, class, I'm going to be showing you the secret to cooking traditional, original Anambra bitter leaf soup. This process I'm going to show you is a game changer. A lot of people will cook their bitter leaf soup by introducing their already washed bitter leaves after they have introduced the thickener into the soup. Wrong move, like wrong. You should never ever try it. This is coming from an Anambra woman. Never try it. This is the time you put your bitter leaf, when you have all of this water boiling away. Can you see this? This is the time you introduce your bitter leaf. And I'm telling you, if you put your bitter leaf in at this time, you're going to thank me later. Do you know what happens? Your bitter leaf comes in here and absorbs all the crayfish, the pepper, the stockfish flavors, the dried fish flavor, everything just goes in. So by the time the reduction process is completed, you now put in your thickener, which is the pounded cocoyam. This is how you make Anambra bitter leaf. I don't know about bitter leaf from other parts of Nigeria, but the traditional Anambra ofe onugbu, this is how you cook it. You allow this soup sauce to boil with the bitter leaves to make it really delicious. Now you can see that there has been a reduction process in the course of cooking the soup. This was where the water content was at initially. This was the level. You can see the level, that mark. Now it has reduced in size to this level. That means our stockfish, our cow skin, our shaki, dried fish, has absorbed all of that beef stock, seasoning, and everything. And then our bitter leaf is now very delicious. It is no longer just bitter, but it is bitter and it is flavorful. So at this stage now, we are going to thicken with our pounded cocoyam already mixed. When you are shooting, you see dirty. Now we're going to mix our pounded cocoyam next to palm oil to thicken. And once you thicken, your soup is ready. Go for onugbu Anambra. So continue adding your thickener until you reach your desired consistency. Okay. Our bitter leaf soup is ready. Go for onugbu Anambra, go there you go. Now I'm going to dish, okay? It is ready. Spoon to dish. So it's time to dish. Remember, before you start dishing, it is good you taste for salt, pepper, and the ogiri Anambra. Should you need to add more of the ogiri, at this last minute, please feel free. So now I'm going to turn off the heat and I'm going to start dishing.